I'm curious. Now we're on from a 2v2 show match to a 2v2 grudge match. Like, comment, and scrub rise. Okay, in that context, it's actually pretty good. I wonder if we could fit that in the overlay. It does not fit. I think it's even better. The fact that it doesn't fit makes it even better. Rub scribe. No, scrub rise is very clever. I like it in this context. The fact is covering the flag and just makes it even more scuffed. I kind of like that. I don't know about you guys. I'm just going to leave it like that. Anyway, here we go. Best of 5. Leave it? Okay, I'm leaving it. Bosch, Archie, and eekso against Like, Comment, and Scrub Rise. I don't need to tell you who's in that team. Well, I just did. But in game, they're going by full win because they wanted to call themselves this. I guess it's a mental thing for Scrub. I'm predicting the Archie and eekso win this because Scrub is the one who totally beamed the last game, saving Archie's shot, and actually motivated this match to happen in the first place because, Archie lost to Monkey Moon and Alpha, France, able to take the win there against the UK's Archie and Scrub. But I've got a feeling that Archie feels like he should have won this because he wants to go again. He just said, give me eekso, and, he was calling out NA, he's calling out Scrub, calling out absolutely everybody. He thinks that he can take them on. So let's see if they can back it up. I think they can. I'm going to say Archie and eekso to be the favorites here. But Rise, bit of a sneaky teammate for Scrub in this matchup because this is a player for Team Queso, a team who are, I guess it's the only word I can think of now that we've mentioned his name. They're a team that are on the rise. No other way to say it. So keep an eye out for them this weekend. I think they're going to be very impressive in RLCS this split. But yeah, I don't know. I think Scrub, his Twitch chat has got to be tilting him. They've got to be tilting him by now. Is Scrub still? Is he reading Twitch chat during this match, or was he during the last match as well? Because I've got to think he is, because he usually just embraces the tilt these days. He used to, turn off chat when he was getting tilted, but now he just embraces it. He is one with the tilt. Not that makes him, I don't think it makes anyone better at dealing with it. You guys, he's not interacting with chat, but he's definitely still reading it. Interesting. Yeah, I think Scrub's, he's bound to be getting tilted by his chat at some point during this match, especially now that he's against Archie, who he just lost with. I mean, the loser out of Scrub vs Archie is just confirmed as the worst player. It's confirmed that it was their fault that Monkey Moon and Alpha got the win. Ooh, nice save there by Rise. Sneaking it past eekso, who's looking for the dunk. Impressed by what Scrub and Rise are bringing to the table so far, but now Scrub's got a lot of work to do, and he's not covering the net. eekso throws it in from distance with a delayed flick and a half. That was sick. Pretty sick by eekso. Giving Scrub absolutely no chance. I made a video about eekso's new team today, actually. I recorded it for YouTube, so if any of you haven't seen it, then you can check that out after. But I really think that that's another team to watch. I think Rise Team Queso and eekso's team T, they are two. What is going on? Why are they both in the wrong half? I think they're the two teams who are currently outside of the top 8 in Europe that are most likely to break into it by the end of this split. Maybe even top 5, but EU's top 5 is so stacked that it's hard to. There's so many teams who might be in there. It's really hard to pick. Yeah, right now top 8 for Europe is the 5 LAN teams, e.g. Carmine Corp and Misfits, and then I think 9th was Queso, 00 Nation, and was it Heroic? I think it was Heroic as well. They were all 9th equal, and then T, who were formerly SK Gaming, are 12th. Williams Resolve a bit further down. I rate Williams Resolve as well, but I don't know, Williams Resolve, whenever I watch them play, I just think that there's something missing. They're almost there. They almost have what it takes to be a top team, and I'm not sure what that something is. Maybe it's just a little bit more star power. Maybe it's just one more split of improving. Maybe it's just a little bit more practice so they can be more consistent under pressure, because I have seen a lot of mistakes from them when the pressures and all, at a peak. But yeah, I rate Williams Resolve. I think they're definitely a dangerous team with a lot of potential. but there's something missing right now, and it could just be time, it could just be, you know, practice, but it might just be star power at least. You know, when you look at how many teams right now are operating with just one absolute monster on the roster, you know, teams like Endpoint come to mind. It just makes you think, like, does every team need a player like that? Does every, you know, Archie for Semper, you know, Dingitus Jorias when he's popping off, Justin for NRG. Now you got Daniel for Space Station. You know, it just seems like you gotta have one of those players in your team. A Monkey Moon for BDS, a player who's just insanely good. And you know, are any of the Williams Resolve players that level? I don't think so. I don't think they have a player who's at that very top level of first killer. You know, I don't think they've got that. Maybe they can in the future. Maybe one of their players can improve enough to get to that level, but right now they don't have it. And I think every other top team does. You know, when I'm looking at eekso's team, I think Atomic, Tox, you know, these are players, even eekso himself, you know, they've all got potential to be that guy, to be that level. I think Atomic actually was that guy for RLCS Season X for Team Queso. I think Atomic literally was just one of the best players in the world. And he was just underrated because his team played weird. Yeah, players like Vatira, Joyo, and Rise's team easily, yeah, they could have a tournament where they're just that guy as well. So yeah, that for me is what Williams Resolve are lacking right now. Radosa and Saizen Prime. I just don't think either of them, I don't think any three of them are at that level or have shown that level yet. Although all three of them have been basically the next best, you know, the next tier down pretty consistently. Do I think Misfits have a player like that? Yeah, I think Cash can be that guy. I think Cash can be that troublemaker. I'm just talking about the player who's got flair, who's got, you know, that unplayable factor, a player who's just completely impossible to play. I think Cash could be that. Cash could be that player on his day. Someone who you just cannot play against. You're just unplayable. Think of any top team, and I'll tell you their player who's that guy. You know, Space Station Daniel. You got First Killer for FaZe. You got Justin for NRG. You know, G2. I would have said Chicago. Now you've got Atomic as well. He could be that guy. Astral, if he's playing well for Carmine, he could be that guy. You know, Vitality, Alpha 54. You know, all of the teams who can make that run and be the best team in their region, be the best team in the world, they've all got that guy on their team. And who's that guy for Williams Resolve? I've not seen it yet, but I'd love to see it because that's a really cool team. Yeah, every insane team's got that guy. Hib saying Radosin. I'd agree. I think Radosin is. I think he's the best player in Williams Resolve. But is he at that level of all the other players I just mentioned? Is he in the same? Like, is he in the conversation with like all of those other names? Alpha, Archie, Monkey Moon, Jory is. I don't think he's that level yet. You know what I mean? Or I don't think he's shown that level yet. But yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I mean, it's a super exciting team. I love watching. Love watching those guys. Williams Resolve, former Lantide Wave. Ooh, love to see that from Archie and eekso. They're just too good right now. Scrub and Rise. I realized they didn't really commentate much on the actual gameplay at the end of the game. Scrub nearly saved another teammate shot. That would have been phenomenal. He's stolen it though somehow. He's stolen it this time. Look at this. Scrub pops it, bumps eekso, and then Rise shoots the open net. Scrub steals it on the way in. If he'd saved that into the post, I would have laughed so much. Yeah, they started off last game defending quite well, but you could clearly see that they were not getting as many effective chances as eekso and Archie, and it seemed like it was only a matter of time. Great play by eekso. You know, he might not play ones as much as he used to, but he's still a menace in 1v1 positions. Perfect takeoff there. So efficient. I talk about underrated pros all the time. Who do I think is the most underrated pro? Oh, what a save by Scrub. Great read, great reaction, whichever it was. I think I've said that I think the most underrated pros were Lightning Wave quite often recently, so I'll say that again. Most underrated in NA is probably Illusion because he's literally without a team somehow. Like, how is Illusion without a top team after his LAN performance that he put in? I don't know. But yeah, He's without one. Yeah, Dead Monsters and other players very underrated. But I mean, on my channel, I don't think Dead Monsters. I think you know, because of his ones background, my channel I don't think underrates Dead Monster at all. Beautiful. Oh, that second touch by Archie actually ended up saving the shot. It might have been in without that one. It was a really good outplay up to then. Oh, you asked for overrated. Of course you asked for overrated, because that's what gets clips. That's what gets people arguing. That's what gets people complaining on social media. Like, if I just like list off a whole bunch of underrated players, not one of there's never gonna be like anyone talking about that. But if I tell you guys one player is overrated, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, are people gonna be mad? Like, you know, we can't do that. We can't say anyone's overrated, or people just get too upset. Seiko was underrated during SMAD. I don't think he was, though. I think Seiko, right, when we made the SMAD draft, he played one tournament like against big teams in Europe in the off season before that. I think, was it the Monaco Gaming Show or whatever it was called? And he did really well in that. But just based on that alone, you can't put him top 24 EU. I mean, it could have just been one good tournament. You never know. It's only when RLCS this season started that you realize, wait, I mean, this guy's potential is actually just, it's not just translating to RLCS, it's almost being amplified by RLCS. Like, what is going on? I mean, there's how good we thought Seiko might be and the potential that he had, and then there's just exceeding those expectations sevenfold, which is what actually happened. So nobody could have expected that. I don't think anyone expected Seiko to just dominate online like he did. Even LAN, he was still very impressive. So important that Scrub and Rise just clamp the defense right now. They've got to be patient. Archie and eekso are definitely extending at times here. Very nice save by Scrub, not for the first time this game. And Rise covers the follow-up shot as well. Great defending by both. Yeah, while Archie and eekso are creating pretty consistent threats every time that they get the ball, they're able to, you know, turn it into a chance on net with decent regularity. They are leaving openings on the counter, and that's what Scrub and Rise need to be patient for. They've just got to wait, and this is what Scrub's doing. Slowing the ball down in the back corner. He's trying to bait eekso in here. Wants a 50-50. Actually lets Rise switch positions with him. That briefly brings Archie into play. eekso's left, though. He's running out at the worst possible time there for eekso. So Rise now looks around, sees what's happening behind him. Decides it's not safe to back pass, given the proximity of eekso to the play. Now Archie, awkwardly I might add, tries to control the ball in defense. Rise to the backboard, Scrubs up quickly for this, didn't have the boost to get around it. Took off in a slight incorrect angle. Now we might have a 1v1. It's Scrub versus eekso, as Archie and Rise get completely stuck in the back corner, but into overtime we go. We do not end the game in a 1v1. That would have been so funny to end in a 1v1. Now the fake kickoff with a demo thrown in there as well. Demo attempted there by Scrub. They're going to get that 2v1. Scrub still looking for the demo, and Archie doesn't get the demo, but it'll still do. And they tie the series. Brilliant play by Scrub. Actually couldn't really see what was happening there because the ball completely eclipsed his view of Archie, but he's managed to guess where he was. Managed to put Archie off his save. And full win, get their first win to tie it up at 1-1. Much better game there. They just accepted the fact they might be on defense for a lot of this game. That's fine. But you know, when you play like this, it's so important to keep the game close. When you're resigned to being in your half for most of a 2v2 game, you need to keep it within like 1 or 2 goals. Because as soon as it goes to 3, you have to make a playstyle change. You can't just sit back anymore. It's just too much. But a two goal gap in 2v2 can disappear just, 1 goal, 1 kickoff, and you're tied. Who do I think is winning this regional? Very good question. So you know, looking at the groups, I think you have to say that BDS will win the regional, because I mean the groups in Europe are incredibly stacked. But let me just pull up the groups on my other monitor so I make sure that I got these right. Dignitas have got Misfits and Team Queso in their group, so I think there's a very reasonable chance that Dignitas. I think Dignitas are the favorites to top the group there, but Misfits could beat them. Queso could beat them. You know, they've got Rix in their group as well. I don't think that Rix can beat Dignitas, but yeah, just because Dignitas have got more chance of being upset in the group stage, I think that means that I have to say BDS are going to be the favorites to win this event. Evil Geniuses, Semper, Williams Resolve is another group. I think Semper are pretty safe there. Well, Semper and EG are pretty safe top two, you would expect. But Williams Resolve and Coxer's Minions, who knows what they can do. Great challenge by eekso. But yeah, so I think Dignitas, Endpoint, BDS are your three favorites to win right now in Europe Online. I think they just have to be, because they're the two. Well, they're the three teams that have won events this season. BDS most recently at the major, Endpoint twice online, Dig once online in regionals, and Endpoint have got Carmine Corp in their group. They've also got Vitality in their group. Now, although Vitality didn't do all that well at the... Ooh, that was a little bit of a fail in defense by Scrub. Why did he chip this? Hold on a second. I don't know why he tried to play this off the near post. It looked like he could have probably just controlled this into the corner. Anyway, yeah, I think the fact that Endpoint and Dignitas are just more likely to lose in the group stage means you have to say BDS are the favorites to win this. BDS have got T in their group though, and I did hype up T as the next EU super team, potentially. Yeah, Queso, Misfits, and Dig's group, Vitality, and who did I say? KC, was it? An Endpoint's group? That's a scary group. An Endpoint, early in events, it's not going to be a random Swiss bracket this time where they don't know who they're going to be playing, but they still have to play lots more games. Oh, that's a stun. Wait, how did that go in? Guess Archie ran out of boost or got stuck on the back wall. No, he didn't run out of boost, he just didn't expect Scrub to get that second touch. That's so lucky for Scrub. He accidentally bounces it in off the corner, but well played to him. Yeah, T went 3-0 in qualifiers. They reverse swept Queso, beat Navi, and who else did they beat? I've totally blanked on the third team they beat. Huge outplay by Archie. Really big outplay. On to Scrub as well. 0-0 Nation usually give BDS trouble. I think BDS have leveled up a little bit though. You know, BDS at the fall split online, lacking confidence clearly, but they'll definitely have their mojo back after winning the fall major. So they're, you know, I think it's a, you pick your favorite. It's got to be BDS, Dig, or Endpoint as favorites to win the event. And in this format, if you lose your, even if you lose one match in your group, one series, it can really have a negative effect on your run. So that's why I'm picking BDS. I was really glad, by the way, on First Touch today, Extra said that he thinks Carmine Corp are, you know, he said that outside of the teams outside the top 5 right now, the LAN teams, I think he said his eyes are on T, the same team that I've highlighted today on YouTube, and Carmine Corp, didn't he? He said that he's looking at T and Carmine Corp. I like that because I hear Carmine Corp get so much hate. I don't get it. So many people. It's like people want Carmine Corp to fail just because everybody's like got this weird hatred of Astral, and I don't know why, because none of his teammates that he's played with, like, did Ferret and Chaussette ever have any bad stories about playing with him? No. Did his current team have any bad ones? No. Like, I don't know why people just imagine that, you know, he's a toxic player. People just love to hate Astral. He's a great pass and good patience in the finish as well. Yeah, people are overestimating KC's failure, I think. They're still a good team. Archie says, why don't you do this with me? He is starting to wonder what happened to Scrub. How is he now insane? mind games coming out of Rise. eekso crushes, and now Scrub dunks him. Wow. That's a ballsy challenge by Scrub. eekso just calls the bluff on Rise mind game, flips through the ball as he should, and then Scrub just barrels right through it as well. Brilliant aggression, not allowing eekso and Archie to get away with an awkward defensive position. They're actually taking the lead as well. Late in game 3. I looked at my chat for a second. Why was eekso flopping through the air there? Did he get bumped or did he just accidentally jump? Imagine we're going to see a bunch of those like weird takeoffs when pros are trying the new you know, keep your flip as you jump off the wall thing that everybody's talking about these days. Something that I think is overrated, by the way. I don't know about you guys in chat, but I think that mechanic, or at least the initial reactions to that mechanic, are massively overhyped. I don't think it's going to change. So many people are saying it's going to change the game. I don't think it's going to change the game. Not 3v3 at least. It might change 1v1, but not 3v3. It's way too slow. Also, like, the fact that you need to be, I think you need to be moving quite slowly as you set up for that shot. That's a disadvantage as well. It's not just that it takes a long time to set it up, it's also I've never seen somebody do it really quick. Great play by Rise. Safely winning the game for his team by setting up Scrub for yet another goal. Brilliantly done. Yeah, I think that eventually there will be players who can do it consistently, but even then I don't think it will be as effective as people are imagining it to be, because it just takes I don't know, it's just too slow. Good players can land resets on the ball in like a split second anyway. It doesn't really, well, not a split second, but you know what I mean. Really, all the really insane mechanical players can learn a reset on any ball, any angle. You just, you know, give them a ball, it's flying through the air, it's supersonic. They're like, yep, I've got a flip reset, no problem. Like, it's not like people are struggling to get their flip back. So yeah, that's why I don't think it's going to change the game. But it might see some use in the short term, and long term it might see use if there turns out to be value to the deception of it, like the fact that you're not sure if somebody has a flip. But I think even then people are going to start reading that. It's great defense by Archie in the 1v2 there. Clarkson 37 next to the tier 1, and also 4-month prime from Spaceman Spiff. Welcome back. Also Hibbs next to the 8-month tier 1. He said that mechanic is going to die very soon. Well, he said Bosch, and yeah, that mechanic's going to die very soon. Yeah, I don't think it's, yeah, when I see reactions of like pros freaking out because they're like, this is going to change the game, I'm like, really? I don't think it is. But we'll see. Obviously ceiling shots change the game, flip resets themselves change the game, but when I first saw a flip reset, I knew, okay, yes, eventually this is going to be crazy. Eventually people will do this consistently, and it clearly gives you something that you currently can't have. But players can already get their flip while jumping off the wall. You just very quickly get a reset. You just, you know, start your air dribble, get a reset. So this is kind of like the same thing. This is start your air dribble and you already have one. But because you're starting it with such a precise and slow move, it's just the same thing. Clarkson, thanks for gifting this up to Vivine as well. Also Dwezzy, thanks for the 13-month prime. I think I've said thank you to everybody. Look at Rise and Scrub. Just dismantling their opponents. Rise is going for the 1v2 play. Archie's not going to give it to him, but he's left it wide open for Scrub. Recovers to deny the open net. You can get a flip and to the ball quicker with less boost by just flip resetting or ceiling shotting. Yeah, that's what I'm currently thinking. So unless it turns out that you can actually save boost or get to the ball faster with a flip while doing this, then I mean, yeah, but you've just got a flip when you jump off the wall, so that's the other crazy thing. I mean, you've got a flip for 1.5 seconds, so you don't even need to do it faster, you know? That's the weird part. Is like, I don't know what people think it's adding to the game. So when you jump off a wall, you have a flip, and then your flip goes away after 1.5 seconds, but it's fine, because in that time, any pro player, well, maybe not any pro player, but all of the super mechanical pro players can land a flip easily, at speed, and they can still use it for mind games. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not seeing how it's game changing personally. People say it's unexpected. Yeah, maybe it's hard to read. That's the one thing that I can see. If it gives some kind of deception that is not currently available. Mispositioning there by Rise. Looks like he expected Scrub Killer. He was just fully sold on Scrub Killer hitting this. Scrub Killer with a mind game. Archie there to pounce on it. Can I explain the new mechanic? I'll be honest, I'm not even entirely sure how it works, but people are jumping off the sidewall and they still have their flip. I don't know, it's like some kind of wave dash takeoff that your car like flops off the wall because you've given yourself enough momentum to lose traction. Like that. Whatever. People are they still have their flip when they jump off the wall, but it takes ages to set up. It's so slow. And yeah. Hibs, can people do it at Supersonic? Can people get their flip at Supersonic and catch up to the ball? Is that possible? Because obviously when people are going supersonic, they can just reset on the ceiling, and when people are like going for a more controlled setup, they just reset on the ball. So what does it do that you can't, like, if you can't get a reset on the ceiling or the ball, then you think so? You probably can. Yeah, it's like all other mechanics. You probably can. Like any mechanic in Rocket League. Can it be done faster? Probably. Like how difficult it is to execute shouldn't really be part of the conversation, because eventually things that are considered impossible are just done by absolutely everybody. I mean, I'll remind you guys, and I'll tell you guys who are newer to the game, when wave dashing was first popularized, when it was discovered, the general consensus from the pro community, I'm being dead serious here, the general consensus from the pro community is that wave dashing was extremely situational and could only give very, very small like benefits. And I remember I saw Espeon, who used to be a pro player for Genesis in Season 1, he tweeted out a clip where he'd wave dashed after jumping off a wall and flipped towards the ball immediately afterwards, and then beat somebody to the ball just barely. And he tweeted this saying, look, I don't think this would have been possible without the wave dash. And everybody was like, yeah, maybe, maybe not. Like, people were, they could not find any use for this. And now wave dashing is not only super easy, but it's done by everybody, even down to like diamond rank. Like, eventually these mechanics, even if they're incredibly hard right now, they will just become super easy as skill level improves. Oh, what a deny by eekso. Where did he come from? Wow. Not today, Rise. No, not today. You're not clearing that ball. That's disgusting. He just fell off the ceiling. He didn't fall. He actually intentionally flew back towards the ball off the ceiling and puts his team in front. What a comeback. Rise and Scrub are going to be in shambles after that one. It's 2-1, isn't it? It's 2-1, so that could be putting us in Game 5. It doesn't look like it's a good position for Scrub and Rise. Rise trying to bump Archie out of the play there and let Scrub go himself, but Scrub doesn't even have any boost, so it wouldn't have worked. Well, it wouldn't have given them an immediate goal, even if Rise did land the bump. Oh my goodness. That was beautiful by eekso. What a dunk. Rise had a pretty decent game there with the defense, but he did not see that one coming. The disgust in your voice when you said diamond rank. I wasn't disgusted. I'm just saying, like, it's something that used to be considered situational and not very useful in the pro community, and now it's useful in everyone's rank games, down to like diamond. Maybe not plat. I'm not sure if plats are wave dashing consistently. There's probably like a few plats who can wave dash, but I don't think, like, when you're in plat, is it just expected that everybody's wave dashing? I think in diamond they probably do. It's super easy. Even things like half flipping were being spoken badly of by certain pros. When half flipping first became a thing, some pros were of the opinion that it was useless because if you have to half flip, then you're in the wrong position, so just learn how to position, lol. Scrub is just demoing everybody. What is going on? Archie cuts off the telegraph pass. Scrub's still playing this great disruptor role anyway, and they will get the goal off this. Archie cuts off Scrub, and then Scrub just cuts off eekso, who was coming off a respawn, I believe. full ball chase, full car chase there by Scrub at the start of the game, but very, very smartly done, because that whole time Rise was just sitting, waiting for the chaos to subside so he could get in and make a clean touch on the ball. You know, no reason for Scrub to rotate out there. You might as well just keep demoing people and making awkward touches. Makes life very difficult for his opponents. eekso's missed an open net, but he put it in on the rebound anyway. I don't think he knew this was going to be an open net when he struck it. Good read. It's in position for the second chance. You still think the half-flipping statement is kind of true the majority of the time? Not at all, not at all. That's such a, like, ridiculous generalization to say that if you need to half-flip, you are probably out of position. Nah, half-flipping is just a useful way to turn around sometimes. Sometimes it's, you know, a good way to, you know, soft commit to an aerial or mind game. You can jump up pretending you're going for an aerial, then half-flip away from it. You can jump up, realize you're getting beaten, half-flip away from it. You can get bumped, half-flip out of the bump. You know, there's so many ways where positions where half-flipping is just the right thing to do, and it's definitely nothing wrong with your positioning. You know, half-flipping into the ball even. Oh, they've done it. Archie's going to recover though. Scrub landed the bump on him after that kickoff, but Archie stayed with it anyway. And they stay winning in this last game. It's been just as close as I would have hoped. Scrub, they're bumping Archie to give Rise a 1v1. eekso just challenges immediately. He's not having it. He's not giving Rise any time. I like that from eekso, because Rise was looking to build up some speed there. He's looking to move as quickly as possible, and then probably launch a shot or a flick into the net. When you see those heavy touches coming at you, you might as well just go. He's got that 1v1 experience. He knows what to do in that position. Rise also used to be a pretty high rated ones player. Not sure if he is now. Even Archie's had some decent ones tournament matches, and I'm pretty sure sitting top 100 in ones at times. Everybody in this lobby very mechanical, so it comes naturally to them. And Scrub, of course, played SARP when he was like 2 years old, so he's learned everything you need to know about this game. Yeah, Monkey and Alpha were able to beat Archie and Scrub, and then they both called each other out afterwards. It looked like Scrub might be in the stronger position, but Archie and eekso made a really good comeback here, neither winning in game number 5. It's a lovely air roll by Rise in that play. Archie did not respect the air roll shot there, didn't realize he could get it on target hard. Maximum power coming out of Rise. Taking his time now, trying to force the ball underneath, and turning onto the back wall looking for Archie, who's already moved onto the ceiling for the challenge, anticipating the bump coming towards him. Heavy touch there by Rise. If he was ever thinking about passing that infield, had to give up on it after realizing how hard he hit the first touch. Archie trying to keep this in the back corner here, trying to invite Scrub and Rise to join them all the way up in the final third of the field. It's a great first touch by Scrub. Archie make sure to get there quickly though. Not on the same page with eekso on that play, and now Scrub and Rise are in a 2v1. Scrub running ahead for the bump. Archie once again has dodged the demo. He drops nice demo in the chat as well. So he shrugged off a bump after a kickoff that did connect. Now he's dodged it entirely. And that's the difference right now between these two teams, because it could easily be a 1-goal lead the other way had those bumps been more significant coming out of Scrub. The speed of Archie now leaves Rise in the dust. Scrub on the recovery bumps eekso right as he's about to shoot the ball. This has been the most physical twos game I've seen in a long time. They're really putting everything into this one. Another hard aerial shot by Rise. Oh, what a finish! He did not have a lot of boost. He did not have a lot of speed to accelerate this one, but look at the air roll to maximize the power. eekso was not expecting that one. Archie likewise. Rise air roll shots. Bring himself and Scrub back from 3-1 down. And Scrub's boost starved him. And he has not got a touch of the ball. I think it's wide. It's just going to be wide. That was nearly a really, really unfortunate play for Scrub and Rise. If Scrub took the boost and then just did nothing while watching the ball go in, it would have been a disappointing way to concede. Rise, again, being asked to do some more work. Scrub's defensive touch bouncing middle. Archie uncontested. Looking for the power. Scrub just drops it down to give Rise a 1v1. He's got enough boost to land on the ball here. Wants to bump instead, and he gets it! Rise is popping off. 2 stunning aerial shots, and now the full pitch air dribble bump. You'll love to see it. Of course, I should have seen that coming, given how aggressive this game has been, how physical it has been. Are they going to go for another fake kickoff? Surely not. No, they're just going to play standard. Rise making sure to shut down the early shot from Archie. eekso in an awkward spot here. Rise gifted another one by the infield 50. What a player. You know, anyone who's thinking Scrub's blundered by picking Rise against more experienced opponents, you need to learn that both Rise and the rest of his team are players to watch in EU. These guys are not messing around. I think they're going to be a very dangerous team this split, but this is not over just yet. 20 seconds left. Scrub ball chases it in the middle. Saves great pass as Archie tries to get the counter attack started. He might have a chance here still. Rise not leaving Scrub. Not leaving Scrub to solo defend at the end of the game. Scrub decides to center it anyway and spams nice shot after Archie misses. They've done it. Scrub and Rise have defeated eekso and Archie, and wow, Archie will not be happy about that. Do something else other than pump. You were ghost with me, but oh, a true grudge match. Scrub telling him to go to bed. Oh my goodness, what a game. Rise really popped off here. These aerial shots were super sick. Like I want to highlight them because it's really easy to like pick out the really mechanical plays, the fancy mechanics these days, to, you know, talk about who the most mechanical plays are, the flip resets and the air dribbles and the ceiling shots, but just to be able to absolutely smack the ball as hard as possible, that's a pretty useful mechanic to have. And if we look at this from Archie's POV, you'll see what I mean. Like, from that angle, he just thinks, nah, I don't think Rise can boom that on target. And then he realizes to his horror, wait, no, he can actually boom that on target. What am I doing here? Like, obviously, if he knew that this is going to be a boomer, as soon as that ball pops off like this, he would have turned to the right if he thinks that that shot's coming. But no, he turns to the left thinking that Rise is maybe going to go for possession play. Maybe he's going to try and bring the ball down. Nope. Aerial shot. Better look out for it. You got to respect it. Did they respect it the next time around? They didn't either. Is it eekso? Sitting pretty deep. Like, he's not even moving too far up here. Rise just absolutely leathers it. That's such a good shot. Even in the setup, he doesn't look like he's going to launch this. Like, right now, does that look like a player who's about to absolutely slam the ball on target? No, it doesn't. Definitely not by, like, air rolling around the ball this way and hitting it across. Like, that is just a harder shot than eekso anticipated, and Archie, I'm sure, as well. Yeah, he's just not... You can see that they're both trying to gauge what is possible here. They're both trying to gauge what Rise might be doing. They think he's probably going to catch it. He's probably going to, try and pop this for Scrub. Maybe he's going to try and start an air dribble, but no, last second, bang, just absolutely rips it. Like, I love to see that. That's fundamental mechanics right there. Fundamental mechanics. Just as important as the flashy stuff. So deceptive as well. So much power from the air roll. Beautiful. Really, really well played. Yeah, there's just some players. I remember Jack was in my chat recently, and he was saying that that's one of the things about playing Daniel that he always realizes, is that the power that Daniel's able to get on the shots every single time is just always, it's a bit surprising. Now, obviously in 1v1, you tend to see these kind of shots more often because one's players, they've just trained that more than anyone else. Like, you just train absolutely smacking the ball as hard as you can into the open net, which might only be barely open, unless if you hit it any softer than what's maximum, like absolutely possible, it's not open. So yeah, a lot of ones players are good at that, but Appjack highlighted Daniel as one of them. First Killer's another one that's always had that legendary power on his shots that you just have to respect, even from a great distance.